Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our WebEx on the Sage X3 Internet of Things Hackathon. Forgive my voice. Today we'll be talking about the event and giving you a brief overview of the Internet of Things. So I will present the overview and then hand over to Dominique Fopp, who is our Sage X3 technical evangelist, who will provide a detailed overview of the Sage X3 Internet of Things Ready platform. If you have any questions during the presentations, can I ask that you just use the chat facility on the WebEx, and we'll try and get through as many of them as possible at the end. And finally, can I just ask that you switch your phones to mute to prevent any interference? Thanks. Okay, so to get started, the hackathon is being held on the 4th and 5th of July at Sage offices across the UKI in Winnersh, Newcastle and in Dublin. We have a sponsor for this event, and it's Canonical. They are the leading provider of support services for Ubuntu deployments. Ubuntu, if you're not aware, is a free open source platform for client-server and Internet of Things. I would also like to say that you're very welcome to attend this event, even if you're not based at any of these locations, or even if you're not within the UK, so long as you have the means to travel to one of these sites. So essentially, anyone can attend. We're looking for people from both technical and non-technical disciplines. All members are invited, so our Sage employees across all product groups, our business partners and enthusiasts. The only caveat there is that you're over the age of 18. So what's happening? We have the session today on the introduction of the Internet of Things, and as I mentioned just previously, the Sage X3 IoT Ready platform. And next week, on the 16th of July, next Thursday, we are having a training session specially organized by Canonical on their architecture and their open source cloud and IoT offering. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about how to develop on IoT in general, and also with the Sage X3 platform. For the actual hackathon event itself, here is the agenda. We are doing a pre-registration from the Sunday, the 3rd of July, to allow people to come in and set up, get all their account details so that they're ready to start on the 4th of July. Also on the 4th is the actual start of the event itself. So we're available and open from 9:30 for those who couldn't register on the 3rd to come in and do that. There'll be breakfast, muffins and buns and that sort of thing, and an opportunity to network and meet other people involved in the event. And then we will kick off with keynote speeches from 10:30, and the actual hackathon event starts at 11. It's a 24-hour event which runs through till the Tuesday, the 5th of July, completing at 11 o'clock. And then there is a short session of half an hour to prepare pitches and presentations, which will then be presented to the judging panel at each of the 3 locations. And following lunch, the winners will be announced, and then we have the close at 3 o'clock on that day. We have a great lineup of keynote speakers and judges. We have Klaus-Michael Vogelberg, who is our Sage Group CTO, Lisa Doherty, our Sage People Director, Nick Good, who is our Vice President of Product Management. We also have Martin Exers from Ubuntu Canonical, who has a long job title but is the Vice President of IoT, Proximity Cloud and Next Generation Networking, who will also be presenting his keynote speech. Another person who's our judge is Laurent Lecoz, who is also the Sage X3 sponsor for this event. Thibaut Roffineau, who works also at Canonical and is very instrumental in the Internet of Things capability and enablement. We have Patrick Pando, who's head of CBC for Sage Dublin, and Van at the end, who is the VP of Brand for Sage Global Services. And just a little thing on prizes. We are awarding prizes for the best apps of the event. There is a Sage X3 Smart App Award. We have one for our business partners, the Sage Business Partner Smart Solution, and the One Sage Collaboration Award for the team that works best together in a collaborative way. And finally, we're going to be awarding prizes for the winning app at each location, and that will be a public vote. Okay, so the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is essentially the connectivity of products, things, chips, and sensors across the Internet itself, and it is the ability to transmit data across different devices over the Internet. It's a very simple concept, and the term was first coined by Kevin Ashton, who's a British entrepreneur, for the idea of interconnecting physical devices. So it's as simple as that. It's a big word, but the concept is very simple. And just to give you examples of the application of IoT across the world, the concept and the potential for IoT is huge. It will essentially have impact right across all aspects of our lives, certainly within all parts of business and industry, across private and public sectors, within our home, when we're traveling by car, every aspect of technology that drives what we do today. Examples are improving the production of a factory, giving city residents real-time updates on where to park, being able to monitor personal health. So patients at home, especially the elderly, there is the opportunity to monitor their health and to respond in real time if there are serious situations that require health care. Even within vending machines, being able to report on stock, the temperature of the machines themselves, and then being able to respond to refilling the stock within those machines. We can track and monitor parcels during deliveries so that we know where they are and when they're likely to arrive at the destination. And we can also monitor and manage our homes. So that is happening today, monitoring the security, the energy usage, and even setting the optimum temperature remotely within our homes. Those are just examples of connectivity across the world using the Internet of Things. And this is set to expand. So the expectation is that by 2020 there will be more than 20 billion objects connected through the Internet using Internet of Things technology, which is huge. So what exactly is the Internet of Things? So we have sensors and devices which enable the transmission of data. So in essence, they are the eyes and the ears of the Internet of Things, and they are able to, through humidity, measuring temperature, measuring movement and sound, can transmit data across various types of networks. And in the middle there, you see the connectivity, which spans various private networks, local area networks, radio, Bluetooth. There's a whole wide variety of different types of connectivity and an offering which is growing significantly day by day. And then at the other end are people and processes. So the platforms basically integrate data from devices and applies analytics to the data so that useful information can be gained from them, and then the right decisions can be made at the right time, and usually in real time. We have devices. There's a whole raft of them, but here are examples. Microcontrollers like the Arduino board, the Raspberry Pi, and sensors that can help to measure and monitor information from our environments, light sensors, Bluetooth, to be able to transmit, humidity sensors, motion sensors, etc. We could use RFID tags as well to be able to record data, which can then be read and transmitted over the internet. And examples of smart applications, we have the Google car, so the self-driving car, which is a great concept to free the drivers from having to do all the heavy work. Amazon in the United States have provided the concept of Dash, so that in real time, if you run out of your Jack Daniels and you need a quick refill, you press the button, it's transmitted by Wi-Fi in your home up into the internet, and Amazon will dispatch a van that will quickly come and replenish your meager supplies of alcohol to you as quickly as possible. It's a great concept. And then also, in terms of logistics, you have the ability to monitor products in transit that are handled and being transferred between manufacturers, suppliers, and distribution centers. So there are nodes in the supply chain for the products to be able to understand their whereabouts. It could be through an RFID chip in a pallet, for example, which has a combined integrated device in the shipment vehicle, which allows data to be transferred into the cloud. And then these can then be identified by the pallet and be able to share their GPS coordinates and enable them to then monitor things like traffic conditions, weather conditions, driving speeds and patterns, etc. So a lot of uses there, and these are just a few simple examples. So when we put it all together, we're really talking about sensors that are connected through a microcontroller and computer within an IoT operating system such as Ubuntu Core, and then being able to be transmitted by MQTT messaging into the internet, onto the internet and into the cloud. And MQTT itself is a messaging protocol that enables lightweight messaging data to be transmitted without the expense associated with it, for example, if you're using satellite transmission. And Dominique will go into a bit more in detail. So for the hackathon itself, we will provide for those who are participating a generic IoT toolkit along with some devices that people can use during the event. And I encourage you to bring your own sensors and laptops or Raspberry Pis. The Pi 2 is recommended into the Pi 3. However, feel free to bring any sensors and devices in addition to the ones we provide. Finally, I just wanted to share with you examples of some of the ideas that have been submitted so far for the hackathon. So people have come up with ideas, and here are some of them. I won't go into all of them, but the idea of using Fitbits. So again, a Fitbit is a device that can be used to monitor staff doing dangerous tasks, identify when that's a danger to an individual, and report against that in real time. In terms of Sage X3 itself, being able to use social media and build integrate into using bots to enable all sorts of different processes within X3 itself, monitor timesheets, etc., and also be able to report that real-time financial data against some of those processes. I talked about Dash button, potentially also integrating the Dash button into X3 so that you can, on demand, create a purchase order when supply becomes low during a particular process operation. And then other ideas like a mobile inventory check, point of sale or service customer satisfaction, real-time monitoring, and shop floor tracking. These are some of the ideas that people are presenting for running in the hackathon itself. And so just to kind of finish off, before I hand over to Dominique, just to say that, you know, please do register and enter for this event. You don't have to have an idea to participate. You don't have to be part of a team. We will help you to form teams for the event, depending on the location that you wish to attend. So going forward, once you've registered for the event, you will receive details of an environment for you to have a go and have a play and test out some of the apps and go through coding walkthroughs. There will be a GitHub forum for you to exchange ideas and coding examples and ask questions and have discussions. And we'll be providing instructions on how teams will be formed over the coming week. We will also send out regular information and updates on the lead up to the hackathon so that you're absolutely prepared by the 4th of July to take part in what's going to be a very exciting, innovative event. So finally, register for the event. It's on the website, the Eventbrite website, and if you would like to ask any additional questions, feel free to contact me, nana.fifield@sage.com.